Good morning, Silver Ridge Computer Club members. As we begin, believe it or not, our 26th year. I wish our circumstances were a lot different, but be that as it may, we are going to make the best of our circumstances, and we are going to begin this year. Now, I understand that under these circumstances, this is going to be a very difficult year, but we are going to make the best of it. So, under these circumstances, I don't want you to lose your sense of humor. So, let's get this meeting underway. Now, with a short little story, I want to share this with you. Before he died, Billy Graham was going to return to Charlotte after a very long speaking engagement. When his plane arrived, there was a long stretch limo waiting for him to transport him and his family home. He stopped and he spoke to the driver. You know, he said, I'm 87 years old and I've never driven a limo. Would you mind if I drove it for a while? The driver said, no problem, be my guest. Billy gets in the driver's seat, looks up to the heavens and drives down the highway. A short distance away sat a young rookie state trooper operating his very first speed trap. The long black limo went by doing 85 in a 55-mile-an-hour zone. The trooper pulled out, easily caught the limo and got out of his patrol car. Began his procedure. The young trooper walked up to the driver door, and when the glass rolled down, he was quite surprised to see who he was driving. He immediately excused himself. He went back and called his supervisor. He told his supervisor, you know, I know we're supposed to enforce the law, but I've got a very important person I just stopped, and I was told we're supposed to extend some certain courtesies. I need to know what to do because I've stopped a very important person. Who did you stop? The governor? No, he's a lot more important than the governor. Oh, so it's the president. No, he's more important than that. Well, who is it? The young trooper said, I think it's Jesus. Jesus, yeah, he's got Billy Graham as his chauffeur. Well, I hope that made you laugh a little. Okay, our first order of business. On behalf of the entire Silvercom community, I wish to extend, on behalf of the board and all of our Silvercom members, a sincere wish of sympathy to Larry Carr on the death of his beloved wife, Eileen, on 64 years that they have celebrated. Larry lost his beloved Eileen this past October. Larry has turned in his resignation to myself. Larry was going to sit on our board for 3 years as board of directors. Also at this time, Greg Farrell has also decided that he does not wish to serve as secretary. As membership. To be in compliance with our bylaws, I must fulfill these 2 positions. Ron will record all of our business meetings and all of our general board meetings. Members, please remember that my duty as president is to serve you, our membership. If you are interested in serving in either of these 2 positions, please feel free that you can either contact me by email at folkerca@gmail.com, or you can contact me on my home phone. Now, I'd like to call upon John Factor for an update on our treasurer's report. John?
Good morning, everybody. Our bank balance on November the 1st, 2019 was $4,560. Revenue during the year was $2,620. Our expenses were $2,584. So that leaves us with a bank balance as of October 31st, 2020, a few days ago, with $4,596. Now, in the revenue total is $300, which was for the 25th anniversary tickets refunds that weren't picked up before everybody left at the end of March. So anybody that paid by check, I canceled the checks, so they will not go through your bank account. I gave a list to Carol of the remaining cash refunds. So if you're in Mesa, you can contact Carol and she can give you your refund. And she has the amounts that everybody that had paid. In the total of expenses is the amount of $598. And that was for prizes and other giveaways that were spent for the 25th anniversary party. So these will which will be available when things return to normal. Our fixed costs for running our club for a year are approximately $500. That covers the annual memberships, fees and memberships and fees for our website, My Club Circle, Zoom, Geeks on Tour, and APUG membership. So our bank account should be able to handle these expenses until things return to normal. That's my report. If there are any questions?
Great job.
If there are no, pardon?
Great job.
Oh, if there are no questions, this report will be filed for audit. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Great report. Okay, Ron, I'd like an update on our programs on APCUG, the tech conference that is coming up on November 7th, and then also Tech for Seniors.
Yes, so all of you, I sent out the list. You should have in the newsletter got the list. The APCUG conference will be this Saturday coming up. You need to be registered for that. I'm a presenter, so I'm not sure if the conference is full or not, but it will be it'll be this Saturday, and there's a lot of really good talks. I'm going to be talking on navigating the post-COVID era, and I've spent a lot of time doing this, and it should be a fun presentation. So that will be, and there's a lot of other interesting presentations as well. Tech for Senior, as you know, does anyone, I don't want to be sort of go on and on about it, but Tech for Senior is on Monday. It's a popular show now where it's gone far beyond our wildest dreams. When Huey and I started doing it, we thought we'd do it for a couple of months, but it keeps growing and growing and growing. So it's a really big part of my life, and I really enjoy it. And Dewey's involved with the production, and we're having a lot of fun. It's just a bunch of old guys having a lot of fun, right, Dewey?
Right.
So we do have a lot of fun, and it's free, and you're welcome to come. And so that's fun. We'll have programs for you for the eight weeks that we're going to be doing shows here. Again, it would be nice if people could step up like Gordy has. Thank you, Gordy, for doing that. And thank you, Dewey. If people step up and want to do a talk, and you don't have to talk on technology. You can talk on farming in Saskatchewan, whatever. I don't know, whatever you want to talk on would be fun. And so as long as people might get tired of listening to me and so on and so forth. So anyway, that's where we are. So we'll make the best of this year and see how we go.
Okay, thanks, Ron. Dewey, report on membership, please.
Okay, if you all can hear me. I took over the job as membership chairman. I call myself acting membership chairman just a few weeks ago. And I guess my outlook on it is, and I haven't been directed any other way by the board, is that we're going to keep the list of last year's members as well as some previous members or members previous to that as a basic database. And then we are recruiting any new members who might come to Silver Ridge. And I had a half-page document that was printed and put out with the November newsletter a few days ago. I've already received just one application, and I'm making up this new database, which will be strictly new members in this year of 2021. And we will figure out how to do things from there, but I'm keeping track mainly of the new members, any of them, and I'll forward the information on those members to Ron. Okay. Questions?
That's going to be forwarded to you.
Carol, the other thing I should tell you that I put your letter on our website. So I changed our website a little bit so that the welcome letter that you had is there. So people will know what's going on if they go to our website as well.
Sure.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Dewey. Okay,
Okay.
like John has stated, I did receive the message from John. I have a list of 20 of our members that I need to contact, that I will be writing personal checks to all those members to return those monies to them. And
Carol,
yes, John.
I don't know whether you have to issue a refund until they request it.
Well, you want me to just call them then and ask them?
I don't know whether you even have to call them. As long as they are aware that we have a record of what they paid. And when things come back to normal, we'll either refund them, or if when we have the 25th anniversary party,
Okay.
they'll be paid.
Okay,
I agree.
agree. Okay. Any other comments on that? No?
I agree.
You're in agreement?
Don't make work for yourself.
Got nothing else to do. Is there any other new business that needs to be brought up this morning? Any new business? Any old business? Seems like eons ago that we were together. Good Lord.
Carol, I just have a quick question for you.
Sure,
Is your contact information on the website somewhere?
it should be.
Okay, thank you.
Both my email and my phone number should be on the website. If it's not, I'll make sure Ron has it posted.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome, dear. Anything else?
Is your sound on?
Carol, you're doing real well. You have 2 minutes left.
Oh, geez, thank you, Ron. Before I blow up.
You got well until we cut you off, but that's good. No, you've done well. 2 minutes.
Thank you. Okay. Well,
You get on with Gordy's.
wait 2 minutes to Gordy then.
All right. Gordy, do you want to share your screen?
Yes, yeah, and I can use that extra 2 minutes.
There you go.
You're more than welcome, Gordy.
I thought you could. That's why I was giving you a couple extra minutes there.
Thank you.
There you go.
You can see my screen okay?
Absolutely.
And do I sound okay?
You sound perfect.
Okay. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about Apple products. I'm going to be going through Apple's new products that have been announced in the last month or two. The iPhone 12, which is made up of the Pro, Pro Max, and the Mini, and then the iPhone SE. That one was actually announced by Apple about 6 to 9 months ago. Then we'll talk about the iPad 8th generation and iPad Air 4, and then the new watch, the Series 6 and the SE. So starting out with the iPhone, the 12. We've got some pictures here showing the Pro Max, the iPhone 12, and the iPhone 12 mini. So this is showing on the left of the picture here, I think you can see my cursor, is showing the back of the camera. And then to the right of each one of these pictures is the actual screen of the camera. Down below are the colors that are available for those particular phones. And it gives you an idea of the different sizes of those phones. Here gives you some more detail about the phones. So we have the iPhone 12 Pro starting at $999. Comes in two sizes, a 6.1 inch and a 6.7 inch. It is a 5G cellular phone. This is the first phone from Apple that has 5G capability. It is a new chip. It's an A14. Camera, ultra wide telephoto. Also has a LiDAR scanner for night mode, portraits, and next level AR, augmented reality. And I'll be going into that in a little more detail on upcoming slides. iPhone 12 starts at $699, comes in a 5.4 and a 6.1 inch display. Again, a 5G phone, the A14 chip, and different camera systems. Now I'm also showing on here, the picture has the iPhone 11. Now that's last year's model. It is still for sale. It starts at $599, 6.1 inch display, but it is a 4G LTE cellular phone and has the prior A13 chip. And then lastly, here is the iPhone SE. Now, Apple came out with this 9 months ago. It's a lower cost option, $399 starting price. My oldest son has this phone. I got to use it for a few days, set it up for him. That is one very nice phone. Now it is pretty quick, certainly quicker than the iPhone 7 that I have. That's a good 5-6 years old now. It is a 4G cellular phone. It has the prior chip, the A13, and the camera systems on it are somewhat limited, but again, a very nice phone. All right, some additional information about the iPhone 12. So the iPhone 12 mini at $699, the iPhone 12 at $799, the iPhone 12 Pro at $999, and then the Pro Max at $1,099. They all have that A14 Bionic chip, different storage options, anywhere from 64 gigabyte up to 515 gig on the Pro Max. They all have 5G capability. I covered the different sizes already. Here are the pixels for display resolution. The front-facing camera is at 12 megapixels. And on the rear cameras, different options that I've already talked about. Operating system, iOS 14, and some special features, a magnetic attached charger. And then on the Pro Max, they also have LiDAR and Apple Pro RAW. So some additional points here about the 12 5G speed. Download up to 4 gigabits per second. Upload greater than 2 megabits per second. Now I note here, movies and gaming. Now probably not too many gamers in our group here, but I'm thinking about our kids and our grandkids. You know, maybe they want an iPhone or an Apple product. This might be very interesting to them. Now, 4 gigabytes per second, I was looking at, well, I ran a speed test on my iPhone 7, and I did the cellular speed. My download was 16 megabits per second. So at 5G at 4 gigs per second, that's 250 times faster. When I did the Wi-Fi speed, my download speed was 45 megabits per second. So a gigabyte speed at 5G speed at 4 gigabytes was 90 times faster. So some really big improvements in 5G technology, moving there from 4G. Now, having said that, check with your wireless service provider for speed and your data plan. Where we live, we're an hour drive out of Chicago. We do not have the 5G capability in our area. Chicago has it. I'm not going to be seeing 5G speeds if I get one of these iPhone 12s. And the other thing is on the data plan. We have an unlimited data plan now. But what I read from Verizon, our carrier, you got to get a different data plan specific for 5G. You can probably imagine how quickly you'd use up your data plan when you're downloading at 4 gigs per second. Another point here, 5G is more secure as you don't need public Wi-Fi. You know, a lot of times let's say you're traveling, you stop at a Starbucks, you get a cup of coffee, and you use their public Wi-Fi. Well, public Wi-Fi isn't secure. Cellular connecting is a very secure way to get your information. Because 5G is so fast, you don't need to connect to the public Wi-Fi. The chip, the A14 Bionic chip is a 5 nanometer. That's 5 billionths of a meter. It is the first in the world. Camera technology, telephoto, ultra wide, low light photography, and they use Dolby for video and raw photo. Now the LiDAR scanner is used on object and room scanning, which provides instant augmented reality. And the wireless charging that is now available is magnetized, so it'll connect, the charger will connect quickly and easily to the back of the phone. I also have a link here. If you want to get more information on the iPhone, click on the link and you can compare all different models. All right, moving on to the iPad. You got the iPad Pro, 12.9 inch, the iPad Air 4th generation, and the iPad 8th generation. Shows you the different colors. Down on the bottom here for the iPad Pro, starts at $999. If you get the cellular, $1149. The iPad Air 4th generation starts at $599. If you get cellular with it, $729. The iPad 8th generation starts at $329 with cellular $459. Comparing the different iPad models, you can see here the relative differences in the sizes in the pictures that are shown. The iPad Pro, 12.9 inch and 11 inch options. Now notice this has the A12 Bionic chip. That's 2 generations or 2 releases ago. So it was the A12, A13, and now the A14. It does come with a keyboard and a smart keyboard folio, meaning covers that contain in it the tablet and the keyboard. and it is compatible with an Apple Pencil. The iPad Air, the fourth generation, is new. 10.9 display, has the latest chip, compatible with the Magic Keyboard and Smart Keyboard Folio, and the Apple Pencil 2nd generation. Also new is the iPad. It is the 8th generation. It is a 10.2-inch Retina display. It has the A12 chip, compatible with the Smart Keyboard and with the Apple Pencil 1st generation. And then there is an iPad mini, starts at $399, 7.9-inch display, A12 chip, compatible with a Bluetooth keyboard and a 1st generation Apple Pencil. So a little bit more about the iPads. iPad Air 4, I already mentioned the A14 chip, the 5 nanometer. That has 6 cores of central processing unit and 4 core of graphic processing unit. That is 2 times faster than a graphics performance on the best-selling laptop. Again, important for gaming, or if you are watching 4K high definition movies. It also contains a neural engine for machine learning. Accessories are a USB-C connector, Apple Pencil keyboard, and the advanced cameras. And then the iPad 8th generation, neural engine for machine learning, and accessories of the Apple Pencil and a keyboard. And again, a link to a website where you can compare iPads. Moving on to the Apple Watch. I showed 3 different models here, the new Series 6, the new SE, and the older Series 3 watch. So these are the 3 offerings from Apple. Series 6, just taking note of the band here. This is what is called a solo loop. So there is no buckle, no clasp. If you look at the band here for the SE, you can see these are the buckle type bands. So the Series 6 with GPS and cellular starts at $499, GPS only at $399. The SE, GPS plus cellular at $399, GPS only at $279. And then the Series 3 starts at $199. So which Apple Watch is right for you? I already covered 3 of them, the Series 6, the SE, and the Series 3. But there are 2 more here. There is a Apple Watch Nike version. So if you were into athletics, or maybe your kids or grandkids are, they might want to have a Nike branded Apple Watch. There also is a Hermes version. This is a higher end watch, a better case, better bands. It is a more pricey option. Now, being seniors, I'm putting up a slide here talking about health and wellness. So new here on the Series 6 is a blood oxygen app. It also has the electrocardiogram, which has been on the watch since the Series 4. It does high and low heart rate notifications, irregular heart and rhythm notifications. It has fall detection and a number of other things, so they're not all listed here. But it has quite a number of things for health and wellness. And as you can see here on the SE version and the Series 3, they do not have the blood oxygen or the ECG app. So on the Apple Watch, new colors, finishes, bands. It now has a solo loop band, no clasp or buckle. This was an interesting thing I learned listening to the Apple meeting when they announced these products. They said the heart rate and the blood oxygen features could indicate COVID-19. So I know people have gone out and bought the blood oxygen device to check their levels to see if they may have contracted the virus. Well, here it is right in the Apple Watch. Now, family setup. Again, thinking of our kids and their kids, our grandchildren, as they family setup options. So you could specify for the kids which contacts they can communicate with. You can track where your kids are at. Kids can create their own emoji, and it works without the iPhone. And a link down here at the bottom so you can get into more details about the Apple Watch. And then one more thing. Got an email yesterday from Apple. They are having an event next Tuesday, November 10th, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So they're not saying what they're announcing, but the rumor mill is that there is a new Mac computer on the way. And that's my presentation.
Well, thank you, Gordy. I feel that I'm part of the fraternity now because I did buy an iPad this summer, the new one. So I feel part of the group now. I bought it because my kids wanted to stay closer connected to their father, and they all use Apple products, and they wanted to use the FaceTime. So anyway, I feel.
And Ron,
yep.
Hey Ron, I just want to say, you were saying you've gone to the dark side. I think you've come into the light.
All right. Well, Jim Copeland was the first one to send me a snarky email and said, I'm glad you saw the light. So anyway.
Oh, there we go.
Can you unshare your screen?
Yeah, I guess so. Let me see.
Yeah, just go down to the bottom and hit stop sharing, or I'll share. If I think I can kick you off if I share.
All right, I got to get to the. Oh, here it is.
Just stop sharing.
Well, I see a button that said. Oh, I see it now. Stop sharing.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, it's cool. Now I'll just briefly tell you that. So I set it up. I set it up and I put in the stuff to FaceTime with my daughter in Australia. One click and boom, she answers it and says, "Hi, Dad. I see you got your new iPad." So FaceTime works really well. All right. So listen, I've put something together for everyone. Let me share my screen. This is I put a little something together for you. So we'll see how this goes. I'll share my screen. I just make sure.
Good morning. This is Ron Brown with Silvercom.
Can everyone see that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Oh, okay, great.
Computer and Technology Club. Today I want to talk about more efficient use of your browser. The demonstration today will be done on a Chrome browser, but the basics could apply to any browser that you're using. So let's see how we can be more efficient with our use. So let's look at the Chrome browser on my desktop. Let's talk a bit about definitions. First, you'll see the search area here, which says search Google or type in ULR. This bar here, this empty space where you type things in, is actually called an Omnibox. That's Google's search, and you can put all your information in. It's sort of an all-encompassing bar. Below the Omni bar, you have a second line, and this is called a bookmark bar. And we're going to be talking a lot about the bookmark bar today. So I want to show you the second line under the Omnibox. As you look here, you'll see this long line with lots of stuff on it. This is called the bookmark bar. And you'll see we'll be talking a lot about this today, but this is what we call a bookmark bar, and this is Chrome's bookmark bar. Now if you don't have this, let me show you how you can get it. You'll come over to the top right corner and you'll see these three little dots. We're going to come over here and we'll click this, and let's come down to settings. Within settings, we'll scroll down until we come to this area here, which says show bookmarks bar, and you'll see that I have this selected. Now, your bookmark bar may look different, and you may have multiple bookmark bars. As I've gone around and done a lot of tech in the last few years, it's really obvious that other companies will put bookmark bars in your browser. And there's a reason for this, and this is because they have ads. You'll find this typically with Yahoo when it's trying to install mail service. They will put their own Yahoo bar in there. You'll also see this with software such as gambling software, weather software. When you install a weather app into your browser, you will unwittingly be putting their bar in there. Now, you may think this is good, and if it works for you, that's fine. But most of the reason why other companies want to put bars below the Omnibox is because of ads. This is a way in which you get pop-up ads. They can track you better, and there's all related to advertising. And that's why I don't want them. I get them out, and you'll see them here in this section of your settings. You'll see the other bookmark bars that are there, and if you want to get rid of them, you just you'll see there's a little X, and you can click the X, and you'll get rid of the bars. The only bar that I want is Chrome's bookmark bar, and that is and you can turn that on or off by just toggling this switch here. So when we go back now to look again, you'll see this is my bookmark bar by Chrome. Now, for safe computing, it's very important that you bookmark your logins. I see the same mistake being made over and over and over again, where people go and they can't remember how to log in, let's say, to Facebook. So they type in the Omnibox Facebook login. Or they go to their bank and they can't remember where the login to the bank is, and they type in login Bank of America. This is an extremely dangerous way to be logging into your secure accounts. Because if you type in the wrong word or the wrong address, boom, you'll be at a malicious site, and there are plenty for secure sites, and you'll be entering into a fake site and putting your username and password in. So for your secure sites, your banking sites, your Google site, your Microsoft site, the sites that you go to all the time, you should have these bookmarked so that you will always go to the correct location. The other way you can do it is you can also, if you have LastPass or a password manager, you can open LastPass and click on the link. It will have, of course, the site saved as well. But please don't put in the search bar login requests. Okay, so now we're at a site called allrecipes.com. This is a recipe site that I recommend and I use all the time. So we're going to go here and look at it. And the first thing we'll want to do, because we're going to sign in and it'll have a secure sign in, is we'll want to bookmark it. So let's come over and let's click on the little, as we look here, if we come over to the right, you'll see a little star here. You see it's not colored, which means we haven't bookmarked before. We are now going to bookmark it. So we're going to click here, and it's going to now ask us, which folder or where we want to bookmark it. So let's look at our options here. So we're going to come down and we can look at here, and there is an option for the bookmark bar, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. So let me show you when we bookmark something how this might work. So we're going to take and we're going to come over and we're going to hit bookmark, and we're going to come to other bookmarks. And now we're going to come down and we're going to actually look at choose another folder, and we're going to come to other bookmarks. And you're going to see all these bookmarks that I have. Goes down forever. Now, one of the problems with bookmarks is that we've had browsers for 20 or 30 years, right? Or maybe longer. And every time you choose a new browser or you update your browser, it says, do you want to take all your bookmarks with you? And you usually say yes, so they all go in there. So all these bookmarks that I have here, I never look at. I haven't looked at this in 30 years. I have no idea what all these things are. And in fact, when I finish making this video, I'm going to delete them all because I don't use this type of bookmark. I use the bookmark bar, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. So what has changed in the last 10 years is Google search. Google search is so good now that we're used to just being able to put something in the search bar and boom, it's there. And this by and large works really well until we're dealing with very secure sites. And if we make a mistake in the search, we're going to get into big trouble. But for all else, Google searching is so accurate. Let me give you an example. My brother, Alan, is an architect in New Westminster. Yes, I do have his phone number in my auto dial on all my portable phones. He is in my contact list. But about twice a year, he has an office, and his office is actually in a separate building on his property. I need to call. Maybe I'm coming over for a golf game or something like that, and I can't remember his office phone number. And I'm just too lazy to put in my contacts. So if you look now, if I type in, I'll just type Alan Brown Architect, and as you can see here, he's first on the list. And that's because Google remembers that. If you tried to type Alan Brown Architect, you wouldn't find him. But because in my Google history, they remember where I've searched, and they found him right away. So I just type that, click it, and I have his phone number to phone. So I'm sort of lazy about this now, and I don't really have to put his phone number in my contact list. And I think all of you are finding the same thing, but the mistake you're making is this is just looking up a phone number. If you're logging into the bank, you want to make sure you're going to a proper site, and that's where you need to bookmark it. So let's look at how I do it. All right, so here we are at allrecipes.com. This is a favorite site of mine as I like to cook a lot. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bookmark this. You can see that if you look here in the Omnibox, that nothing is being bookmarked. So you could click bookmarks, but I'm just going to take this here and I'm going to drag it down, and we're going to put it right here. Now, the first thing you're going to know is I have a very, very, very busy bookmark bar. There's lots of stuff on here, and all of a sudden this takes up a lot of retail space. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click on this, and we're going to click edit. Now, the first thing you can do is you can edit the name of this. So I'm going to call this All Recipes, just as an AR. Now we're going to save that, and now you'll see that instead of having a long name here, we can call it AR, allrecipes.com, and that fits in a lot better than all the others. So, for example, if I wanted to go to, let's pick Facebook. If I click over here to Facebook, I'm going to come to Facebook, which should come up. There we go. And if I come back now to AR, allrecipes.com, and there we are. So this is a very quick way, and these are all the sites that I use on a daily basis that make things very quickly. They're all right in this bar here, and as I come up, I just can click on them and instantly I'm there. So this is a very quick way rather than taking them over and trying to sort them and put them into some bookmark folder system. All right. All right, so now we've got our allrecipes.com bookmarked on our bookmark bar. But suppose now we will have, we're going to be saving lots of recipes. Are we going to save it all on the bar? That's going to get pretty crowded. So let's look closely how we might do this. So let's go to allrecipes.com. I'm going to right click on the bar here, and I'm going to add a folder. And we're going to call the folder recipes. And now we are going to bring the recipes up here, and we now have a recipe folder. Now we could even move allrecipes.com into the recipe folder, and now we have recipes in a folder. This folder can be moved, you can change it, and you can even copy it onto your desktop. It has all your links in it, and this can just sit in your bookmark bar. That's pretty cool, I think. So the final thing I want to show you is regarding Gmail. If you look here on our bookmark bar, you'll see I have a thing called TFSGM. This is called Tech for Senior Gmail. So I produce a lot of shows, and it is I get a ton of email. So I need to be very efficient in the way I look at it. And oftentimes when I'm doing work, I need to quickly look at the Tech for Senior folder that I have all my email in to retrieve information. And I could go over and I could look at Gmail and open it up and scroll down and get the folder. But this way, I have it just bookmarked in my bookmark bar. Let me show you how to do this. So let's go to my Gmail. And now we're going to come down to Tech for Senior. And we'll come down here. Way down here. Into here, Tech for Senior. So I bring up the this is the site here, and this is where I have all my email for Tech for Seniors. So if you look up here, you'll see this is just a website. So if you look at this, I can just take this and drag this down onto the bookmark bar. And what this does is it brings up this menu here. So when I click on this, it puts me in the folder with all Tech for Senior emails. So you can link all your different folders along here as well on your different, actually they're called labels for your Gmail. Just another quick way of adding things to your bookmark bar. You can also bookmark spreadsheets or anything you want. This is my speaking engagement for APCUG, and this is a spreadsheet that I have. I just click on this, and this brings up this is a spreadsheet I have in Google Drive, and again, this is just linked into Google Drive. So works very well. So please use your bookmark bar. It makes things. This is what I use all day long to access different sites that I have, and it makes it very efficient use of the Chrome browser. Well, Chrome is what I use, but it works on any browser that you might have. Hopefully that's been helpful. Anyway, have a nice day and stay safe.
All right. There you go. So that's the way I use the bookmark bar in keeping my sites and storing them and so on and so forth, like I showed you. I think that's the modern way of using a browser now, because Google search is just so good for other stuff that we do. Dewey, did you want to do something?
Well, if there's 5 minutes time, I can handle
We
it.
got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes. How long is yours for?
About 5 minutes.
There you go. And then we'll have 5 minutes to say goodbye. There you go.
I will share the screen, my
You
screen.
know how to do it. You do it all the time now. You're a pro at it.
Well, okay, well, let's see what we can do here. Now I'm, what do I do in this screen? Zoom. Oh,
I'll
you are
just
screen
minimize
share.
that. What do you
Okay.
want to play the video?
No, I have my own presentation, but
Okay, just minimize that. Just minimize
just
it.
minimize it. There we go. Okay, minimize it. Great. Okay. And
Minimize that.
Well, anyway, good morning. I did this presentation a couple of weeks ago on Ron Brown's Monday Morning Tech for Seniors program and thought it might be a good idea to share it with you again. The little cogwheel you see is the universal symbol for settings in computers, tablets, smartphones, and so forth. I'm a strong advocate for technology users to know their way around the settings area of their device. Today, however, I'm going to focus on settings in Zoom. Perhaps some of you have already visited your Zoom settings, but I'll bet a lot of others have not. My take on settings is that not only allows users to troubleshoot problems, but provides a way to customize Zoom and make it work best for you. To access Zoom settings, you first need to open the Zoom application. The home page should look something like this. The Zoom settings cogwheel is a small symbol in the upper right-hand corner. Just click on it to open it. Note that settings has 11 categories on the left. Most categories have one or more items that allow users a choice. I'll touch on a few of the more important items. By the way, I think it's a good idea for every Zoomer to check out each item in the categories at least one time in their life to better understand the choices available to them. General is the first category, noted on the left there. Take time to check out those first 10 items and decide if anything needs to be changed. Now, also, you can look at the very last item, which says reaction skin tone. What is that? This is where a default skin tone can be chosen when using chat emoticons. I'll bet you were just dying to know about that. Video is the next category. I often go here before Zoom meetings to see how my screen image looks to others and adjust my camera angle if necessary. Also, I can check if my lighting is okay or needs to be changed. Audio. Here's where you can quickly check if your speakers are working by clicking on Test Speaker. Nice little test. In the event you might want to talk on your Zoom meeting, it's a good idea to know how you sound. And you can check your sound by clicking on the Test Mic button and speaking for 5 or 6 seconds. Your spoken sound will play back immediately. Share screen. Whoops, I did something bad here. I'm going to go back down here to share screen. Okay, there it is. I boo-boo. In my opinion, there's not much here for most Zoom users. Chat, again, there's not much here that would interest most of you. Background and filters. Now here's where you can set Zoom to show a virtual background if you'd like. You can choose from Zoom's virtual backgrounds or use a photo of your own by clicking the plus sign shown by the green arrow. For your information, The virtual background shown here is a photo I took about 18 years ago in a natural area west of Tucson, Arizona. I snapped it when an awesome double rainbow appeared after a late afternoon thunderstorm. Now, at the very bottom of this page, you'll find a mirror my video setting that is checked by default. It's very small print. Unless you want your image reversed, leave it checked. Recording. If for some reason you'd like to video record a particular Zoom meeting and save it to your computer, you can do it here. Thankfully, Ron Brown records all of our SCTC meetings as well as his Tech for Seniors meetings for later viewing on YouTube. And he'll send you the link so it's easy to find. Or if you have a Roku and you do YouTube, you can just use voice search. It works really great. Okay. Profile. If you'd like to have your image displayed, go to edit my profile. You see I have this little picture of my 4th of July garb that I use for a profile picture. Statistics. Unless you're a really super geek, you probably can ignore this category. Keyboard shortcuts. You'll find more than 40 keyboard shortcuts here from which you can make changes and changes and changes galore. Accessibility. You can change the font size for closed captioning and chat here. Something else I bet you were dying to learn. Well, anyway, folks, that about does it. Thanks for watching. So I'll unshare. I'm stopping the share, and that should do it.
Thanks a lot for doing that, Dewey. Let me just tell you a couple of things for everyone. One of the problems we have when we're running Zoom meetings is identifying who people are. And if you don't set up your profile, what happens is the Zoom doesn't know who you are, so it chooses the name that's on your network for that computer. So we might get you know, an iPad. You log in and it says iPad, or it says iPad for 23 or something. It doesn't indicate who you are. And when we're running meetings and we're putting people in waiting rooms, we want to often know who they are to admit them. And if it doesn't indicate that, then it's hard. So one of the things we like to do is to go into the settings, like Dewey said, and actually put a profile picture in and put your name in there so that we can know who you are when you log into the meeting. Carol, did you have any final words of wisdom you want to say? We're almost finished.
My words of wisdom, yes.
You got 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes.
It's always on the clock, Ron, with you. I just want to say, friends, as Black Friday is rolling around, be careful. Just to share with you, Mike went into Kohl's department store a few days ago, picked up just one of these big fuzzy blankets for me, came back, and the next day on his computer, he had fill out the survey and win $100. He said, Carol, go on. Here, I'm sending you this survey. Fill it out and win a $100 gift card. I went, this sounds a little too funky, Michael. This is not legit. So I called the executive offices at Kohl's department store and I said, do you realize you've got something going on giving out a $100 gift card? They went, no, we don't. Why, what's going on? So I told them, and I said, they've got my husband's email address. He doesn't even have a Kohl's charge card. I do. You've got all of my contact information, not my husband's. And they said, well, that's not legit. And I said, yeah, I know. How did it get on my husband's email address? We don't know. And I said, well, I just want you to be aware. Thank you very much, but this is not a legitimate thing that's coming from our executive offices, not coming from our corporation. Thank you for your information, and we will put it to the highest offices. So just be aware that even places like Kohl's department store, and I'm sure even other places, There are places that are out to get you,
Especially now.
especially now, you know, when everyone is looking for free money. So be careful. Ron, I would like you to set up a board meeting. You're the busiest one of all of us, I know, with very little time on your hands to set up a board meeting next week.
Next week, okay, we'll do.
Okay, thank
We'll
you.
do. We will do that. And
Thank
so,
you everyone for attending.
yep, thank you, everyone. And just to let everyone know, there's still 23, no, well, we just admitted one more person. There's 23 people stayed for the whole hour. So hopefully they thought there was something of value and the value in doing this. So I look forward to seeing everyone in a couple of weeks, eh?
Mhm. Be safe. God bless.
All right. All right, everybody. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, John. Thank you, Dewey. Thank you, Ron.
Okay.